Breaking on 4 News now, we are tracking a fast-moving wildfire burning just south of Spokane. We have team coverage on that fire that's forced families from their homes.
Our hot and dry conditions are not making it any easier on our wildfire fighters. However, there are some improvements to tell you about in the First Alert forecast.
And more than 100,000 people died from fentanyl last year in the U.S. What local leaders say need to be done to combat this crisis. You're watching 4 News now at 6.
Let's get straight to that breaking news tonight. We have a live look of the growing wildfire that is burning southwest of Spokane. And since 5 o'clock, we've learned that at least 14 aircraft have been called and no structures have been lost at this hour. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Jordan Smith in for Aaron Luna here tonight. That fire is burning west of Highway 195, just south of Latah Valley. Cheney Spokane Road is currently closed, and people living in the immediate area are being told to get out now. And here's a look now at the evacuation zones on your screen there. Everyone living south of 47th and east of Dorset are being told to get out now. Level 2 evacuations are in place south of Hallett Road in between Assembly and Dorset Road. We have team coverage here tonight on this fire. We'll begin with Allison Martinez, who is near Spokane, Cheney and Marshall Road. She's been covering this fire all afternoon. Allison?
Yes, this fire has been named the West Hallett Fire. I want you to take a look right now, actually. You could see that aircraft moving in, protecting this area. As we said, 14 aircraft are working on this fire that is now grown to 200 acres. Now, DNR tells me that wind is really the problem here. There's a lot of spotting going on, and crews are currently working on structure protection. And as they work on that, the Air Resource team is trying to buy time for the crews to get around and continue that structure protection. Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation, and we'll be sure to keep you updated on this fire as we move throughout our evening. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Allison. Our hot and dry conditions are only adding fuel to this wildfire. Let's send it straight over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker in the First Alert Weather Center to find out if these conditions are going to improve anytime soon.
Well, they are going to improve vastly as we get into the evening. Right now, however, we are in the 80s through the Spokane area, 86 in Cheney, 86 in Spangle right now, and 85 at Spokane International Airport. But we are going to be cooling down nicely tonight. Temperatures actually dropping below average with clear skies, very, very dry air, and the winds will be becoming light. That will allow those temperatures to drop down into the lower 50s, and that will help our relative humidity values recover. And so tonight, hopefully firefighters will be able to make up a lot of ground on these fires. Meanwhile, let's talk about winds. Here's a look at our current wind speeds right now. And you'll notice winds are generally dying down. 7 miles per hour in Spangle, light winds in Cheney, 13 mile per hour winds at the airport in Spokane. But winds have been funneled down this valley. There are some wind issues because of the location of this fire that firefighters have been dealing with this evening and this afternoon. However, winds will be continuing to improve tonight, and it will be a calmer day tomorrow. Meanwhile, in your forecast this evening, we see our temperatures dropping very quickly. We are going to be, oh, there's our winds. Our temperatures will be dropping into the 60s by 11 o'clock. Winds become light, skies clear. Then we start heating up. A hotter day tomorrow, a drier day tomorrow. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. And we are committed to bringing you the most up-to-date information, both on TV and online on KXLY.com. Be sure to download the KXLY 4 News Now app and turn on push notifications. That is how you'll get alerts and the most up-to-date information sent straight to your phone.
More than 100 firefighters responded to another major wildfire in South Spokane on Sunday.
That Department of Natural Resources area says that 12-acre fire is contained. While no evacuations were in place for that fire, right near Hilby Road, it was threatening several homes and families in the community. Our Peter Choi spoke to the DNR investigator today and explains how we can all minimize wildfire risks this summer.
Guys, take a look at this behind me. So crews are mopping up hotspots right now, and they'll be here the next few days or so. And I spoke to DNR investigator who tells me 90% of wildfires is caused by humans, asking the public to be vigilant against wildfires, especially during the dry weather season.
Fire buses flying above South Spokane on Sunday, while firefighters on the ground working to contain flames near several homes.
It was beyond scary. It's way too close to home.
Homeowner Emily McCoon saw everything burning in firsthand.
Today, I'm just super thankful that I have a home and everybody is safe.
Thanks to firefighters taking care of hotspots overnight, the 12-acre wildfire is contained. The Washington DNR says the cause of fire is still being under investigation.
So the fire started down next to a pump house and next to a power pole. Due to the damage of both the power pole and the pump house, right now we're not able to determine exactly what the cause is.
The DNR investigator says the people should be extra careful.
For human cause, a lot of it is negligence, such as debris burning, the piles getting away from the landowners, whether they don't have water line or they're not in attendance.
He says other common causes are dragging trailer chains and throwing cigarette butts out the window.
What you're working around, if you're weed whacking or if you're mowing, say, your field, making sure there aren't any rocks in the field that your blades could hit, which then can create a spark and then start a fire.
The DNR says Washington is facing drought right now through August and September. This fire season could extend all the way into October. In Spokane County, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Well, the Idaho Doomsday Mom will spend the rest of her life in prison. An Idaho judge sentencing her for the murders of her 2 youngest children. Our Marissa Rio joins us in studio here tonight with the latest from that decision in the courtroom.
In addition to the life sentences for the murders of her children, Lori Vallow was also sentenced to life for conspiracy to commit murder. That charge stemmed from the death of her husband, Chad Daybell's first wife. In 2019, Vallow's 16-year-old daughter, Tylee, and 7-year-old son, JJ, went missing. Vallow lied to investigators about the children's whereabouts for months. During the time they were reportedly missing, she married Daybell. The children's bodies eventually being discovered on a property allegedly belonging to Daybell in Rexburg, Idaho.
Found dead, burned, mutilated, and dismembered, and buried like animals. There's no remorse for what you did. You haven't said you're sorry.
Vallow addressing the court before her sentencing.
I have always mourned the loss of my loved ones.
Vallow's legal team blaming their deaths on Daybell, who pleaded not guilty to all charges. He now awaits the start of his own trial. Vallow's brother says he hopes this sentencing brings closure to their family. In studio tonight, I'm Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thank you. More than 100 people died from fentanyl overdoses in Spokane County last year. Coming up, what local leaders say needs to be done to address the fentanyl crisis. That's next on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Give your day a little Kelly.
Watch Kelly weekdays at 4.
People who come to the Inland Northwest rave about its beauty.
For those of us who live and work here, we couldn't agree more. From its iconic history
to a ton of new beginnings.
We have farm-to-table roots and access to nature right out our back door.
And as a community member, BECU wants to honor those who work together to make life better for our region.
Come out and enjoy top female athletes competing for the LPGA Tour. BECU, proud sponsor of the Epson Tour at Circling Raven Golf Course this August.
It's wildfire season, and 4 News Now First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone-dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
As state senator, Lisa Brown increased taxes by $2 billion while raising her own pay. Under her watch, homelessness rose by 25,000. Now she's backed by the Defund the Police crowd. Lisa's soft on crime, hard on taxpayers.
I pledge to increase police presence and tackle homelessness, and we have. Our Violent Crimes Task Force has lowered crime rates, and we're compassionately addressing homelessness. We're exceptional, Spokane. I'll keep it that way. I'm Nadine Woodward, and I approve this message.
Need to refresh a room in your home? Yep, all of them. Well, during the anniversary sale at Furniture Row, every sofa, dining table, and bed is on sale. Wait, all of them? Follow me. Shop and save on the largest selection of sofas, dining tables, and beds at the lowest prices guaranteed. Save $200 on Doctor's Choice mattresses, any size, any model, with 5 years, no interest. I think we're gonna need a bigger truck. The anniversary sale on now at Furniture Row.
Honestly, dude, I did the most shocking thing today. It was just something I never thought I'd do.
Did your parents find out?
My mom cried.
What'd you do?
The fentanyl epidemic is taking a toll on communities all over the country, including right here in Spokane County.
That's right, and today Washington Senator Maria Cantwell made a stop to learn ways that we're combating this problem and what support is still needed. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant was there and shares their ideas.
In 2017, the number of fentanyl-related overdose deaths in Spokane County was just at 7. But by 2022, that number drastically rose to 147. It's clearly an epidemic that's taking a toll on our community, and it's one that local, state, and federal leaders are hoping to get to the bottom of. At Monday's roundtable discussion, fentanyl was top of mind. Along with Washington Senator Maria Cantwell, there were community leaders who directly see the impacts of the fentanyl crisis, as well as some people who have experienced fentanyl addiction firsthand. Julie Hinkemeyer, program director at Pierce Spokane, shared her story of addiction. She said she's glad the problem is getting the attention it deserves.
It was just really amazing that they're looking at it, because we don't have enough beds. There's not enough detox centers in Spokane County, especially like there's a couple of them, but they're private pay. It's like who's homeless on the street that can, afford private pay?
More beds, more funding, and more healthcare professionals were the main areas that leaders say could lead to solutions. Many saying a one-stop shop to house all addiction resources could be beneficial.
And here in Spokane, we heard from providers that are struggling with the vast amount of fentanyl that is in the community that is being distributed.
This stop is one of many that Senator Cantwell is making across the state of Washington to learn how communities are combating the crisis and what they still need for support.
Well, the very unique thing that we heard today is about the actual healthcare workers that are also needed, and is there some way to help streamline the system so that you could get people who are very qualified to help deal with this crisis, but create paths for more of those people to be created immediately.
Senator Cantwell saying she is impressed at the way that Spokane community leaders in many sectors are willing to work together to find a long-term solution to a quickly growing problem. Reporting in Spokane, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Tomorrow will be hotter, drier, but calmer in your forecast for Tuesday. A high temperature of 91 degrees, 87 is our average high. Blue skies and sunshine with some wildfire haze becoming more apparent as the day goes on. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and your latest fire weather conditions after the break.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
They were at home near Sandpoint when George's wife Sue found him unresponsive and started CPR. Within minutes, he was airlifted to Kootenai Health because George was having a STEMI, the most serious type of heart attack. Fortunately, Kootenai Health is a level 1 STEMI center with state-of-the-art cardiac care. So, just 90 minutes after his heart attack, George woke up with a healed heart and a very happy wife.
The savings start Tuesday with Bi-Mart's latest membership-only savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox. This savings book is packed with 20 pages of everything you need for your Northwest lifestyle. From camping gear to water sports, tools and paint for projects around the house, plus pantry essentials and so much more. Bi-Mart has it all covered for less. The savings start Tuesday with our leptest savings book at Bi-Mart, your Northwest employee-owned membership store.
Hi, I'm Gabby Lemieux, inviting you to join me for the Epson Tour, Road to the LPGA at the beautiful Circling Raven Golf Club. The tour's mission is to prepare the world's best female professional golfers for a successful career in the LPGA.
Circling Raven Golf Club has once again been chosen to host this women's professional golf tournament August 21st through the 27th. More than 150 pros from over 30 countries will compete for shares of the $200,000 purse.
The Epson Tour, Road to the LPGA, brought to you by Circling Raven Golf Club and 4 News Now. I'll see you right here.
It's getting hot out, so it's important to know the symptoms of heat-related illness. Signs of heat exhaustion include feeling faint or dizzy, excessive sweating, cool, pale, or clammy skin, nausea, vomiting, a rapid, weak pulse, or muscle cramps. If someone shows these symptoms, get them someplace cool and have them drink water. Signs of heat stroke include throbbing headache, no sweat, temperature over 103, nausea and vomiting, and rapid, strong pulse. They may pass out or have red, hot, dry skin. If someone has these symptoms, call 911 immediately.
So you're listening to teeny tiny, high-pitched giggles from a rat being tickled in the name of science.
Giggles or squeals?
It sounded like static. It was a very odd, I don't know. They were trying to learn more about the link between playing and the brain. Findings suggested that the PAG, the part of the brain supporting behavioral responses, reacted to both the tickling and the games. And when the scientists blocked that part of the brain, the rascally rodents were less inclined to play or laugh. A fun, interesting study here today, and I don't
know if I believe it.
I don't know.
I think if I heard that sound while the two rats were playing with each other, then maybe.
Maybe. I'm just trying to think of like what the pitch meeting was like when the scientists pitched this as an experiment. That's just such a bizarre.
Or what the job, your resume said, head rat tickler.
Right. I don't know about that.
Oh my goodness. Switching gears, let's take a look at our air quality right now because it is easy to see where the problem is. This is where our fire is sending out all of that smoke. It isn't quite going straight north like you see here, but it is going to more of the south and west. As our winds die down, that will begin to settle around the region. You may see a lot more haze on the horizon than these green good air quality boxes might indicate, but a lot of that smoke is in the upper layers of the atmosphere, hasn't settled down to the surface. We will likely be in the moderate range over much of the region as we get into the overnight. Our winds die down and some of that elevated smoke begins to settle down. Now, as we look west from our station here, skies are relatively clear, just a little bit of haze. That's because the fire is off here, off the screen. However, that smoke is blowing into parts of North Idaho. We see it in Post Falls. You could probably see it in Spokane Valley and smell it around the region as well. Meanwhile, skies are clear. Temperatures are in the mid-80s. Temperatures today actually below average. Now, here are the three main things that we need to look out for fire weather. Windy conditions. Our winds are dying down tonight, and the winds will be calmer tomorrow. Now, that fire is in a tricky spot where the winds are funneled down that valley, so they're still going to be probably dealing with some gusts tomorrow. Meanwhile, the heat, it is going to be even hotter tomorrow, and that is going to make things even drier tomorrow. Our relative humidity values are going to be, well, here's a look at our forecast relative humidity. They'll be fairly low right now, and they will recover somewhat as we get into the overnight. Here's almost 6 o'clock in the morning, relative humidities in the 30s and 40s. not a great recovery there relative humidity wise. Meanwhile, tomorrow we'll be right back in the teens, maybe even as low as the single digits in some locations. Your forecast tonight, 53 for an overnight low. That's some good news. That is below average and should help firefighters. A nice cool night with light winds, clear skies. That is going to be welcome. Tomorrow, southwest winds at 5 to 10, but warmer than today. A high temperature up around 91 degrees. Here's the big picture of what's going on with our weather. We have this humongous ridge of high pressure over the western United States, and we are right on the edge of that ridge. Now, it is the monsoon season in the desert Southwest, and some of that moisture may start to be funneled into the inland Northwest. At first, that's going to boost our relative humidity values, but then as it gets going, it may provide the necessary fuel and instability for some elevated thunderstorm activity. By the weekend, we may be worried about lightning, but right now it's just going to be bringing up more hot air on that southwesterly flow for a hot Tuesday and Wednesday. Overnight lows tonight, 40s and 50s. This is the best news of this fire weather forecast. A cool night, a calm night, but then we're right back up in the lower 90s. Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, 102 in Lewiston, 90 in Colville. Even hotter on Wednesday, 92. Then we start to bring in some of that monsoonal moisture that may dip our temperatures a little bit and then bring in the possibility of some thunderstorms. We'll be tracking that very closely as we get closer to the weekend.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The new double pepperoni Crazy Crust pizza is so nice, we pepperonied it twice. With classic and old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses and garlic parm crust you've got to see in slow-mo. Available for $8.99 only at Little Caesars.
Pizza. When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Great Homes of Idaho is having their grand opening August 11th through the 13th in Post Falls. Come in and tour their beautiful model homes by Kit Custom Home Builders, highly customizable with features and options you'll love. Great Homes has been helping customers in Montana create their dream homes for over 25 years. And with their expansion to Post Falls, they would love to help you experience the same. Join them for their August celebration featuring prize drawings and a 20% discount certificate towards numerous upgrades. Only available during this grand opening weekend.
My parents started their first dealership in Coeur d'Alene in 1983. They took pride in being locally owned and work hard to help this great community we call home.
Now, 3 generations later, we're still proud to be one of the last locally owned Subaru dealerships. And we're working harder than ever to give back to the community that has supported us all these years.
Because we're looking forward to being your local family Subaru dealer for generations to come.
You expect more from local news. 4 News Now delivers.
It's to get you the information you need to plan your day.
We begin with breaking news and the breaking news you need to keep your family safe.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Where should I walk? Right here? Is this good?
Yeah, you can walk right there. This is your show. Do whatever you want.
You walk in.
It's Live with Kelly and Mark. Every weekday morning.
Watch Live with Kelly and Mark. Weekdays at 9 a.m. Only on 4 News Now. Summer storms. Sudden, intense, dangerous. 4 News Now First Alert Weather warns you in advance.
Up to quarter-size hail.
Keeping you informed until the threat is past and your family is safe. On the air, on the app. Only on 4 News Now.
4 News Now is brought to you by The Car Show at Mysticwa Casino Hotel.
You're a nerd. I know you are, but what am I? You're an idiot. I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
Paul Rubin, the actor best known for his role as Pee Wee Herman, has died. His death was announced in a post on his Instagram page today. The post says that Rubin had privately fought cancer for years. As the character Pee Wee Herman, Rubin delighted generations of children and adults with his positivity and kindness. He was 70 years old. Around the world tonight, investigators are trying to locate and rescue a New Hampshire woman and her young daughter. They believe the pair may have been kidnapped in Haiti.
ABC's Rena Roy joins us with the latest.
The search intensifying in Haiti for this American mother and her child who haven't been seen since Thursday. The woman, identified as Alex Dorsonville, was working for a Christian humanitarian aid organization called El Roy Haiti, according to officials with the nonprofit, when they say she was abducted. The morning of the reported kidnapping, they say she was serving in a community ministry near the capital of Port-au-Prince. In this promotional video, Dorsonville is seen discussing her work.
Kids from the school will get permission from their teachers and they send them over and come to the nurse's office, and then I check them out.
The U.S. State Department confirming agency officials are aware of the kidnapping reports, telling ABC News, "We are in regular contact with Haitian authorities and will continue to work with them and our U.S. government interagency partners." The State Department now ordering families of U.S. government employees to evacuate and continuing to urge Americans not to travel there due to widespread kidnapping and crime. Local officials estimate 80% of Port-au-Prince is controlled by rival gangs. ABC's Matt Rivers recently reporting from there.
This area is completely controlled by armed groups. It is one of the most dangerous places in all of Haiti. In fact, the only reason we're allowed into this area is because we've been granted permission.
Gangs have been an issue in Haiti for a long time, but after the assassination of Jovenel Moïse, the president, in 2021, their power and violence associated with them has exploded. According to the UN, at least 846 civilians were killed across the country in the first 3 months of this year. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
U.S. officials say Chinese hackers may have compromised critical U.S. infrastructure.
Officials say the malicious code could disrupt power grids, communication systems, and water supplies that feed military bases around the world. But the impact could spread much farther, as that infrastructure often supplies civilian homes and businesses. Back in May, Microsoft reported finding mysterious computer code in telecommunication systems in Guam. Now, more than a dozen U.S. officials acknowledge Microsoft could only see a small portion of a much larger issue.
What are we seeing today? You know, the threat environment at its all-time highest. Just over the last year, we saw an increase of 953 new bad actor groups, bringing the total of 3,500 unique groups.
And earlier this month, Chinese hackers infiltrated the accounts of the U.S. Commerce Secretary and other officials at the Commerce and State Departments. The federal government is launching a new website today to help people save on their student loans.
Under a new plan by the Biden administration, some borrowers could see their monthly payments drop to nothing, while others will save money over the course of the loan's lifetime. CNN's Chris Wynn breaks down what this could mean for you.
With federal student loan payments set to resume in October, some borrowers are feeling the pressure.
We'll manage, but we're going to have to tighten it up again.
But relief could be on the way. On Monday, the Department of Education launched a beta website for the Biden administration's new SAVE program, an income-driven plan intended to lower monthly payments and reduce the amount paid back over the lifetime of the loan. Under the new program, income and family size will determine the payments for current and future federal student loan borrowers, with some payments dropping to $0 per month. To qualify for $0 payments, the income threshold has been increased from 150% to 225% of federal poverty guidelines, which translates to an annual income of $32,805 for a single borrower or $67,500 for a family of four. Other borrowers could see their payments cut in half and canceled after at least 10 years of repayment when the program is in full effect next year. The initiative comes after the June Supreme Court decision striking down President Biden's loan forgiveness program.
I'm not going to stop fighting to deliver borrowers what they need.
But the plan still comes at a cost to the federal government. Estimates range from $138 billion to $361 billion over 10 years, depending on how many people sign up. In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
Still ahead here tonight, we have the very latest on that fast-moving fire burning just southwest of Spokane that's already forced families from their homes. Next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath. From start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
What did you draw?
You wouldn't do that. So why do you do this? Distracted driving kills an average of 9 people and injures over 1,000 every day in America. Put down your phone. Lives depend on it. Don't drive intoxicated. Don't drive intoxicated. A sobering message from AAA.
This place holds very special memories for Charlie. It's where he grew up, where he built his business, where his heart is. But not long ago, it was Charlie's heart that needed help. When he realized he was having a heart attack, Kootenai Health's team of more than 40 cardiac care providers was only minutes from his home. That's where Dr. Fritz and Dr. Burnett performed life-saving, state-of-the-art care to heal Charlie's heart.
Start your day with Good Morning Northwest and
Good Morning America. This is the Kelly Clarkson Show.
Summer's here, y'all. Give your day a little Kelly. I'm so ready. You are so
Watch Kelly weekdays at 4 and 4 News Now at 5.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath. From start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
The Snake Man Burglar. Next Inside Edition, he slithers his way into stores. 54 break-ins. So why has he been set free? This victim is outraged.
While he was breaking in my place, he should have been sitting in jail.
Then lost wedding ring found. He's so delighted, he asks his wife to marry him again. Next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We are continuing to follow breaking news of a fast-moving wildfire burning just southwest of Spokane. Here's a live look on your screen of that fire. You can see it was over High Drive, and you can see that smoke still filling into the air as crews were battling the flames. We know 14 aircrafts were working to fight those flames from up above. Crews certainly staying busy as evacuation notices have been given.
And a lot of people are calling into our newsroom letting us know emergency crews are shutting down roads and telling people living in that area to get out immediately.
And we've learned here in the last half hour or so that the fire has already burned at least 200 acres, and fire crews from Lincoln, Kootenai, and Whitman County are helping to battle those flames.
Now, this fire is burning just south of Spokane, west of Highway 195. If you take a look at the map on your screen, let's send it out now to our Allison Martinez, who has been live near Spokane, Cheney, and Marshall Roads all afternoon for us. Allison, what have you learned in just the last 30 minutes about this fire?
Yeah, like I said, we've been bringing you live updates throughout this afternoon into this evening, and we've learned that fire progression has slowed massively. We're so happy to report that to you, and that is very evident just in the elements out here. The wind has subsided, a lot of the smoke has gone out. Any flames that were once visible to us from this spot here have disappeared. So we're really happy to report that. Now I'm joined by the Public Information Officer for this fire, Guy Gifford. Guy, what updates can you bring us about this fire? What does the public need to know in this moment?
The key thing, it's about 200 acres in size still. We still have evacuation level in place, so being aware of that. As you mentioned, the wind has slowed down, but wind can pick up and cause the fire spread again. That was a big driver in this early on, was that wind. Our air resources and ground crews really worked well together to help start pinching the fire off, and we're helping to slow it down. With the wind slowing down, that even helped them more.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that update. We'll continue to bring you more updates as we go throughout our evening. But great news. Back to you guys in the studio. Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Great reporting from you here today. We know you've been busy out there. And for anyone who needs to evacuate, the Red Cross has opened an evacuation shelter at Cheney High School.
And some families have already evacuated to a nearby church in that area. So we want to go live now to our Vanessa Perez tonight. And Vanessa, I know you've been speaking with some of the people who have taken their pets there, some people who just wrapped up what they had, their purse, their pet, and left. What do you have for us, and what are you seeing at this hour?
Yeah, well, I'm here at Windsor Baptist Church, where the doors are open to help people impacted by this fire. The church is handing out water bottles, and people are waiting inside. Some of them even have their dogs. I spoke with a woman earlier who said that she was just here waiting in the parking lot to look at the fire. Another woman, Susan, who lives on 10 acres, says she was in her home office when a fire marshal came banging on her door, telling her there was a fire in her backyard and she needed to leave immediately. She says she's not too worried about her home.
I was thinking, oh, what do I do? What should I get? What should I take? And I thought, no, don't try to take anything. Nothing is important except for you and your family. So that I was kind of nervous, like, oh, I want to run around. We have chickens, and we have about 18 chickens, and we didn't even get up to the coop to let the chickens go.
Time to grab their 2 dogs. She says her neighbors also made it out safe. They're planning to wait it out here at the church and see what happens over the next couple of hours. They do tell me they have places to go after this, and we will continue to bring you more information as it becomes available on this fire. Live in Southwest Spokane, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Well, what a great story there. Susan, I'm glad you made it out with your dogs. Here's a live look over downtown Spokane. Boy, things have changed a lot on this view. We were seeing huge plumes of smoke coming up from this view. Now it is fairly quiet, just the leftover smoke, a big improvement there. Here's a look at our winds right now. Here's another big improvement. You heard about that in Allison's live shot. Winds are generally light in Cheney, 9-mile-per-hour winds in Spangle. Right now, still coming from the southeast. We'll get a little bit more of an easterly wind overnight, but winds will be becoming light. Some of that smoke will begin to settle. Our air quality might get into the moderate range, but overall things improving dramatically, and hopefully firefighters will be able to make even more progress as we get into the night. Our temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 80s around the region. We are going to have a cool night. Temperatures will be running below average, dropping down into the 40s and 50s. 51 in Cheney, 50 in Spangle, 53 in Spokane, but in the 40s, Deer Park, Spirit Lake, and there will be other outlying areas getting down into the 40s tonight. Another bit of good news on the fire front. Relative humidity, very, very low right now. We are in the teens in many locations. We're going to be even hotter tomorrow and may see some single-digit relative humidities. That is the one piece of our fire weather pie that is going to actually be going downhill. We're heading up to a high of 91 on Tuesday. 87 is our average high with light winds and a lot of sunshine, but also some wildfire haze on the horizon. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, the Arc of Spokane opened a second thrift store in Spokane Valley, and proceeds will go toward services for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, also known as IDD.
The Arc of Spokane is a nonprofit that works to improve the quality of life with people with IDD. IDD includes a variety of disabilities from autism to Down syndrome. The grand opening of the thrift store was celebrated with food, games, and much more. Our Marissa Rio joined in on the fun and has more on how families are impacted by the ARC's programs.
I'm here at the grand opening of the ARC thrift store here in Spokane Valley. As you can see behind me, it's pretty busy with the community coming out to show support. Outside, there's free food and there's high school kids with one of the ARC's programs here selling some of their items. One of the programs funded by the ARC is the Business Opportunity School for Success. also known as BOSS. It's an entrepreneurial program for high schoolers with IDD. We heard from one of the high schoolers about the activities she is able to participate in.
We actually have production days and we can make whatever we want. In the production days, we've done flower pots, stress balls, original art prints, tie-dye. That's pretty much it, but we have a very good variety.
BOSS associates were at the grand opening selling items they worked on all summer. They also sell their items at local farmers markets.
And they get to keep the proceeds, and we also hire them as our employees. So it's their first experience with employment, and they are very excited to meet anyone that turns out today.
Shoppers at the ARC thrift store help fund programs like BOSS. Beeson said she's made a lot of friends while being there. She also enjoys the crafts.
I think it's really fun to show people like how much work and what we did, and just meeting all the people that come by. I really like it.
The ARC thrift store in the Valley is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. To show support, you can shop the ARC's thrift store, donate items like these, or volunteer your time to help out. For more information, you can go to our website at kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
A great story by our Marissa Ria, thank you. And when we come back, the Idaho Vandals opened up training camp this morning as they enter the season with some pretty high expectations. Coming up here in sports, Alex Crescenti tells us how the team is feeling after day one.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kootenai Heart Clinics.
92.9 CCU. CCU.
The stories you need to know.
They just ripped the ATM out of the wall.
The stories that change the way you think.
Were you trying to rip me off?
Inside Edition.
These are the stories that impact your life.
Weeknights at 7, only on 4 News Now.
You know, I love me some good GMA in the morning. Robin, George, Michael, and GMA. Now that's how you start your day.
Good morning, America.
Yep, bring your friends.
God help me. I am falling in love with 4 people. 2 people are going to be heartbroken tonight, and I'm one of those people. Don't want to do this.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and serve up great times. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Right now, new patients without insurance get a free full exam and x-rays. Plus, everyone can get 20% off their treatment plan. But hurry, because while these summer savings won't last, the memories you make together will. Aspen Dental. Book today.
Honestly, dude, I did the most shocking thing today. It was just something I never thought I'd do.
Did your parents find out?
My mom cried.
What'd you do?
Next DT, growing up Timberlake.
He's just looking at me like, what?
Jessica Biel on her 2 sons with Justin, revealing her biggest mom fear.
Devastatingly nervous.
Next DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Weeknights, go fishing with me.
How they biting?
Terrible. Couldn't catch a thing all morning.
Catch the laugh.
Come see what I caught!
On Andy Griffith and the Beverly Hillbillies.
Watch Me TV over the air on KXLY 4.2.
Let's go live back to our photojournalist who is showing us this look at the fire in southwest Spokane, west of Eagle Ridge. We know that this fire has reached 200 acres. And again, we just got an update minutes ago from Guy Gifford with the Department of Natural Resources, who said that winds are slowing, which is of course good news for fire crews. But since 5 o'clock, we learned that at least 14 aircraft have been called in to fight this fire. And Jordan, we've been watching the aircraft dumping water throughout the afternoon since 3 o'clock.
It's been just amazing to watch. I mean, 14 aircraft, and as we saw through that footage, just getting immersed into that smoke. We didn't even see them once they went to a certain point. But yeah, certainly what we also saw, a lot of hands on deck. You know, Lincoln, Whitman, and Kootenai County all chipping in to help and get this fire contained. And with that, we'll send things over to meteorologist Chris Crocker. Chris, what are some of those conditions we're seeing?
Well, things are improving dramatically. The wind dying down is the main thing. Wind gusts today were less than 20 miles per hour. If this had happened on one of our windier days that we've had recently, including just yesterday, we had 25 mile per hour gusts, then this could have been a very different outcome. We are right in the heart of fire season, and it is so good to see those first responders getting to that fire and taking control so quickly. So thank you to all of them as they are heading home and continuing to fight this fire. 86 degrees was our high today, actually a degree below average. That was good news. We're going to be hotter tomorrow. That is going to be one of the things that is a worst case scenario for tomorrow. Our morning low was 58. 60 is our average morning low, so that below average too, and we're going to be even cooler tomorrow. But we do have some hot weather in our forecast. Here's our temperature trend over the next several days. We are in the hottest time of the year. This white line is average 87 degrees. That's as high as that number gets. It will stay at 87 through the first part of August and then start to drop. 91 tomorrow, 92 Wednesday. We do start to dip a little bit midweek, but then we're right back up in the mid-90s by the middle of next week. Now, here's a look at our extended forecast going 8 to 14 days, and some very strange configuration here. We are sandwiched in between a little bit warmer than average and a lot cooler than average air off to our east, with above average precipitation keep showing up in our long range forecast. I think what is being counted on is this weather pattern where we have a ridge of high pressure off to our east, scooping up some of that monsoonal moisture and sending it our way. May start off as an increase in relative humidity, some elevated thunderstorms over the mountains, but hopefully eventually we will start to see some rain out of that weather pattern. In the short term, however, we are dry and hot for Tuesday with a southwesterly flow. We're dry on Wednesday as well with a high of 92. Then we start to see some of that moisture working its way in, partly cloudy skies. You may start to feel a little more humid, and we do have a slight chance of thunderstorms then developing as we get into the weekend, which could be a worst case scenario at first. Dry thunderstorm activity is most likely, and then hopefully we'll start to get some precipitation going, and those long-range forecasts calling for above average precipitation will finally pan out because we could use it. Jordan?
We certainly could, Chris. Thanks so much for that. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
There's nothing like a fresh coat of paint to transform a home, a room, or a piece of furniture. No matter the project, the folks at your local Ace Hardware store are here to help you with all your paint needs. With our wide selection of premium brand paints and accessories, the experts at Ace will make sure you have everything you need to complete your paint project, no matter how big or small. Come see us today. Great Homes of Idaho is having their grand opening August 11th through the 13th in Post Falls. Come in and tour their beautiful model homes by Kit Custom Home Builders, highly customizable with features and options you'll love. Great Homes has been helping customers in Montana create their dream homes for over 25 years, and with their expansion to Post Falls, they would love to help you experience the same. Join them for their August celebration featuring prize drawings and a 20% discount certificate towards numerous upgrades. Only available during this grand opening weekend.
I was in the hospital with my son for 18 months.
When he got injured, I knew I had to be strong. I just remember rushing into his room and giving him a big hug and letting him know I was there.
These veterans and families are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. We build specially adapted custom homes with features like wheelchair access and automatic door openers that allow them to focus on their recovery and family.
This house is freedom. It's hope. It's a new beginning.
Visit hfotusa.org.
Night Ranger, live in concert, playing all their hits, plus deep cuts from their catalog. Night Ranger, live. August 24th, 7 p.m., Coeur d'Alene Casino. On sale now at the box office, cdacasino.com, or through the CDA Casino app. Night Ranger, live. Must be 18 or older to attend concerts and comedian events.
The Jennifer Hudson Show is here. Everybody put your hands together. I gotta talk to you now.
I left work to come.
You left work? They gonna see you. He's with me today. We're lighting up daytime, baby.
And you're gonna bless people every single day.
We're giving back, lifting each other up. Something hits you in your heart. We're doing it all. Yeah! Mama Hood, coming to the rescue.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, weekdays at 2, only on 4 News Now.
4 News Now is brought to you by Satay Bistro and Catering Company.
Day one of fall camp means a fresh start for many college football programs, but for the Idaho Vandals, they're looking to build on the momentum from a surprise 2022 season that saw them make the FCS playoffs for the first time since 1995. Now, this was just the first practice, so the intensity isn't going to be what it is when the full pads come on, but head coach Jason Eck told us he likes the focus from his team this morning as he starts year 2 in Moscow. Now, there is a lot less questions to answer this camp, mainly on the offensive side, where Giovanni McCoy will be the man behind center. He's coming off an incredible year that saw him throw for more than 2,700 yards and account for 30 touchdowns. Of course, his job's going to be made a lot easier, throwing to a couple of 1,000-yard receivers, Jermaine Jackson and Hayden Hatton, as they've continued to work on developing their chemistry.
It was a fantastic first start. You know, a big advantage for us going into this year is we actually have an entire season with this coaching staff under our belt. Last year, it was very fresh, very new. We were all still learning the offense.
Words can't even describe that, honestly. It's just off the charts. I love those guys, and we just have great chemistry on the field and off the field as well.
We're also keeping a close eye. You know, we did a lot of stuff. We were a split group today with older guys and younger guys. We're looking to do a great job evaluating our new guys and see who can help us. Out of our 110 guys we have in camp, 52 of them were not here last fall, so it's a pretty large number. So we had to do a great job of evaluating those guys and see who can help us.
Now, the expectations for this team are going to be high. Last week at the Big Sky Media Days, the Vandals were picked to finish second in the conference in the media poll. And Idaho will get their season underway in exactly 1 month as they're going to travel out to Texas to take on Lamar. Now, just across the border at Washington State, the Cougars starting quarterback Cameron Ward was named today to the Maxwell Award watch list. That award is given annually to the College Player of the Year. Last season, Ward threw for more than 3,200 yards and 23 touchdowns as he was named All Pac-12 honorable mention, helping lead Wazoo to a 7-5 season that culminated in the LA Bowl. And Ward and the Cougs are going to open up the training camp on Wednesday morning, maybe one last time in the Pac-12, and we're going to be there, so make sure to follow along on social media as always, and watch us on KXLY for all your Cougar, Vandal, and Eagles coverage this season. Kirsten, Jordan, send it back over to you.
Alex, thank you. Well, summer is in full swing, which means more kids are out on the streets riding their bikes, their scooters,
That's right.
all those hoverboard things.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of those, the one-wheeled ones,
They're having a good time.
Well, and make sure they're wearing a helmet. Providence Sacred Heart Children's Hospital has a program designed to educate kids on the importance of wearing head safety gear. Sydney Charles tells us about the program and the impact it's had on children across Spokane.
The 4th grade head injury prevention program aims to reduce the number of children who come into the ER with head injuries.
As part of a state requirement for being a trauma center, we have to have an injury prevention program based on the top 3 mechanisms of injury. Head injury is a result of most of those, so we developed a head injury prevention program back in 2010.
This is Denise McCurdy. She's one of the people who helped create this program.
One of the first classes that I taught was my daughter, who was in 4th grade.
The program teaches local kids about the brain and its functions. It also focuses on what brain injuries are and how to keep your head safe.
And we talk about how important it is to wear the right equipment for the right activity. So I asked the kids, if you put your bicycle helmet on and you went in to play football, would you be safe? And they're like, no, because you need a different kind of helmet for that.
The best part, each child gets their very own helmet.
I'm a strong believer, and when we educate to something, I want to give something in return. If we expect them to wear a helmet and they don't have one, I want to be able to give them one.
The program is able to give each student a free helmet thanks to funding from the Providence Foundation. Some kids don't wear the right headgear simply because their families can't afford it. For them, this makes all the difference.
It just feels so good to give the kids the free helmets. A lot of times at the end of the day, if we're teaching, we see them going out to the bus or to their cars and they'll have their helmets on when they're walking out of school.
The women say their goal is to have a lasting impact on the children they educate.
As a nurse, it's so important that we make a difference in one person's life.
There's just been a lot of really positive feedback this year, and it makes it very worthwhile to do the job.
The next time you see a skateboarder or bicyclist around town wearing a helmet that's fluorescent orange or green, that's from this program, especially made for kids to remember how important protecting their head really is.
We love it when we see them because we recognize the helmet. It doesn't look like anybody else's helmet.
And it gives us satisfaction because they're wearing our helmets that we give them, so that's awesome. Yeah.
If you'd like to support the Children's Miracle Network, you can find the donation page under this story on KXLY.com. 100% of your donation stays right here in our own community. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
What's better than super fresh fruits and vegetables? Yep, you've got it. Super fresh fruits and vegetables on sale.
Swing into Super One Foods this Thursday and save big during our 12-hour produce sale. Dole bananas just 48 cents a pound. Washington-grown seedless watermelon, 38 cents a pound. And whole sweet cantaloupe, 48 cents a pound.
Super One Foods 12-hour produce sale this Thursday only. Hey, it's better than fresh.
We gave a real chef an expensive cocktail dress to wear to work to prove that Electrolux with Smart Boost technology offers the most effective stain removal. Because unlike other washers, only Smart Boost pre-mixes water and detergent for the best wash possible. There's clean, and then there's Electrolux Clean.
Pay no interest when paid in full in 12 months at Fred's Appliance.
When Fred's advertises it, we've got it. Get your new appliance today.
It's wildfire season, and 4 News Now First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Are you ready to unleash the power of productivity? Get ready for the ultimate workhorse, the Kubota BX Series tractors at Adams Tractor. With a powerful engine, versatile attachments, and compact size, these tractors can tackle any job with ease. For a limited time, Adams Tractor is offering a special deal, 0 down, 0% APR financing for up to 84 months. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Visit Adams Tractor today and unleash the power of the Kubota BX Series tractors. We have loads of tractors in stock. Get yours now.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
4 News Now is brought to you by Foothills Mazda.
A calm, cool night will be great for firefighters, but tomorrow we're right back up in the lower 90s with sunshine. It's going to be a hot, dry day.
Jordan, you've been here through the weekend, and then to start the week off,
Yep.
the fire that we've been seeing, it is definitely a dry time.
Feels like it all came at once for sure, but we'll have an update at 11.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.